So when you log into your transaction desk, this is the main page or the home screen that you should see whenever you log in to transaction desk. On the left-hand side, we have some tools that we can use. This first one here that looks like the speedometer on a vehicle, that's your dashboard. So that's going to bring you right back. That's where we currently are. The next one that we're going to talk about is this one. This is the signing page. So when you click on it, it brings up any signatures or anything that you have out for signature. And then it tells you in this column if it's been sent but not been signed, if it's been completed, or if you didn't send it out, so it saves it as a draft. We'll probably cover that in another video. And then you have a forms page. That's the three main ones we're going to speak about. The forms page is where you can find the individual forms that you might be looking for. So, for instance, if I was looking for a affiliated business, I would type in that word, and then here's my affiliated business arrangement for a seller, affiliated business arrangement for buyers. And notice here, these are by Krylik. So that's kind of the three main things we're going to talk about, but this video is going to pertain to how to create a transaction and get the purchase and sales and the associated docs you need to submit an offer for a property. So you'll come to the dashboard, and if you're not there, you'll click on the miles per hour. Once you're at the dashboard, you're going to come here to where it says create a transaction. Okay, once you do that, it's going to pop up this little screen. Here's where you're going to name your transaction, most likely according to the address and the last name of your client. So, for instance, 688 Cora. Let's see if I'm on it. No, that's Wildcat. Let's see. Let me go to Naviga and pull this up real quick. All right, so I'm going to do an offer on a transaction on this property. Okay, so this is 688 Cora Road. So that's what I would name this, Cora Road, and the last name of my client. Okay, now I'm going to go to template. And if you are on Team Castelli, you are a TAR member. So you're going to come down here to this section that says TAR member. Okay. You're not going to select any of these other ones. It's always going to be a TAR member. Now, that being said, you have to select the one that is appropriate to what you're doing. So we are doing a residential for this example. So I do a TAR member, Tennessee contract sale residential. Okay. If you were doing a new construction land, and then these are listing. So you probably won't worry about these. We're doing the contract sale means buying. So contract sale residential. Then I select my source. I found this MLS out of the Upper Cumberland MLS. If you found it in RealTrax, you have that option here. If you found it in CAR, that is listed under the, where'd it go? Knoxville MLS. See, right there. So select the MLS that you found the property in. For this example, we had the Upper Cumberland. Make sure this is set to the appropriate one. So with this is a residential. If you were doing a contract sale land, you have to make sure this says lots and land, or it's not going to find your MLS. Okay. So make sure this is appropriate to the type of contract that you're doing. We're doing a residential, so we select that. And then here's my MLS number. So all I'm going to do is copy the actual numbers out of this MLS. I don't need the RR or the A. Those are just codes for the MLS itself. I just need the numbers. So I'm going to copy those numbers. going to put them into here. And I am the selling agent. That means you are the buying agent. Okay. That's the same lingo. The other one is a listing agent. That's not what we are. For this example, we are a selling agent. And I just leave the wizard on there. You don't necessarily have to, but it pulls in more things off the MLS. So what this is doing, once I hit create, and I've got all my stuff set up, I hit create, it's going to create a transaction, and it's going to pull all the information it can off of that MLS. So notice I've got my picture here. I've got my name, and then I've got some basic information down through here that's based on the MLS for this transaction. Now, with that being said, I don't really do a whole lot with this page. The thing that I'm interested in at this point, if I'm doing an offer for this property, is I'm coming over here to where it says forms. When I click on that, all the forms that I need or could possibly need, well, I shouldn't say could possibly, there's a few that are not in here, but that you had to pull out separately. We'll discuss that later. But for doing a basic offer on a property, everything you need is here. So starting off, we have a purchase and sales agreement. If I click on that, this brings up my purchase and sales. I can then start bringing this up and doing this. And I'm just filling in random names because I'm not submitting an actual offer on this property yet. I'm just filling in stuff to show you that it's here. Test. There. I'm just going to fill out the first page. So 310,000. One thing to note whenever you're doing an offer, when you type this in, make sure this word matches. Because if you entered another zero, that would say 3,100,000. So just make sure to be reading what this says right here when you enter that in. It helps you out a lot for knowing if you've actually entered the correct amount of zeros. All right, so once I have my information filled in on my PSA, I'm then going to hit this save and exit button. Okay, once I do that, it's going to save everything that I put into that still on this one. Okay, and it brings me back to this page. So I'll prove it to you. I'll open that back up. All the information I entered is still there. So it's not going anywhere. All right, save and exit. And that's still associated with this. Now, anything else that I need to fill in, I would click on and fill it out. But if you're doing just a basic offer, you don't really have anything else to fill out. You fill out the purchase and sales. Everything else basically just requires a signature other than this confirmation of agency. So let me show you what I do with that. So the first thing I'm going to check is I'm going to come to Navica, and I'm going to check and see if there's a document section, which on this one there is. Now, yours may not look like this. You do have, some of them have like a agent tools or a listing tools or something button right here. You would click that button and it would bring up this drop down. But you're looking for the one that says documents. Okay, so notice it pops up there. So when I find documents right here, my confirmation of agency has been uploaded to this listing and my property condition. I need both of those documents because my people are going to have to sign them. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to download that document. I'm going to title it 688 Cora Road COA for confirmation of agency. So that's there. Get rid of that. And then I'm going to come back to my documents, and now I need a property condition disclosure. So I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to do 688 Cora Road PCD for property condition disclosure. Okay. So I've got those two documents. I can get rid of that. I don't need it now. And that's all I need from this. Now, if you were potentially doing an offer for this property, you would want to provide these restrictions to your clients as well. So you would come in and download these documents and then send that over to your clients. All right, so now that I've got those documents from the MLS, that's really the two that we need if you're doing a residential. Sometimes they'll upload like a wire fraud and a disclaimer and stuff in there too. You can use those, but realistically, the confirmation of agency and the property condition disclosure are the two that you need. So now that I have that, it's time for me to start sending my documents to be signed. So to do that, I'm going to select the little circle, and when I do that, it puts it in a basket. So notice this says I have one item in my basket. So this is similar to adding something to your cart on Amazon or Walmart.com, fill in the blank with whatever you want to. So basically, I'm going shopping for the documents that I need. So I have my purchase and sales. So I've selected that, and it's going to put them in the order that you select them as well. So, but you can change that later. I'll show you that. Purchase and sales. I need a disclosure of disclaimer notice. I'm sorry. So there's my disclaimer notice. I need an affiliated business arrangement for the buyer. That's here. I need a wire fraud. So that's there. My confirmation of agency, I downloaded off of the MLS. This home does not require lead-based paint, but if it did, I would also probably get that off the MLS because it has to be signed by the seller as well. If it's not on the MLS, you would ask the list agent for a copy of that. If I needed a VA or FHA loan addendum, it's right here. I would select that. If my client was using one of those two types of loans to purchase this property, I would select that as well. So once I have these in my basket, all right, I click the basket. It brings me to this page, and I do send to new Athena sign. All right, so once I do that, everything is here, and I am ready to start adding signatures, which we'll cover that in a different video. But that is the basics of how to create a transaction in Transaction Desk and collect the forms that you need and get them to the Athena Sign program to start adding your signees. We'll cover that in a different video. All right, so that looks like everything I need. Hopefully this video helps you. Hopefully it's easy to follow, easy to copy, and helps you learn how to do this a little more efficiently. There are other ways to get to that point, but I feel like this is the most efficient way because you can select either MLS that you found the property in and get these documents filled out with your information on it. So if you have any questions, again, my name is Casey Cope. I work as the operations manager for Team Castelli. Come find me and we'll walk through it, but hopefully this video helps you. Thank you.